Hello people, Libluini is back again here in the world of Dominion 6. We have now the late fall in the year 1 of the Ascension Wars. And since we've started with year 0, this means we're closing in on year 3 now. Just a couple more turns. Our weird auto researchers are still not finding anything. Great. Keep on searching, my friends. Keep on searching. Yeah, okay. We're seeing here those red triangles are signs that we're being spied upon, and it seems that Ulm is probably the reason for this shit. So of course this is very annoying because this means we have to soon have to start patrolling, because spies are a bit more dangerous than just scouts. So what was this? Oh, yes, we still have the spy trying to infiltrate. And then we had a battle in Jelania where we just bulldozed down some crossbow men, and that was it. Then in Centra we had an enormous earthquake has struck. Later when the earth settled, horrible monsters appeared from the cracks on the ground. So first off, this means giant loss of population, 5050. This is one of the worst events you can have. And this means we had then a battle in Centra, where our marching army was suddenly set upon by 40 Troglodytes, immense monsters with immense strength, good attack skills and big beefy hit points. They are of huge size and trample. So for lightly armored enemies, they are fucking hell. The only good thing is that low magic resistance means that if you encounter them later, you can kill them in huge numbers with spells. Early game, like, no, they are a fucking monster to deal with, and I mean not just that they are ugly, that they are fast and deadly. Their claws do huge damage, and at least they only have one of them. I guess they're a bit too slow to hit you with both of their claws. They also have no helmet, so the natural protection is if you hit the head, 0. So sometimes you can hit them for really, really high damage if you hit the head. But you have to survive for this to happen, and with their attack skill they can just murderize low tier units. Like, look at this. Our basic infantry, not much. Then our Raptorians, because they of course fell upon the Troglodytes right in the middle. And our Spire-on militias lost half of their numbers. So this battle alone, I mean, normally it would just have taken the province and forced us to send an army. So good news, we kept the province, but also bad news because it's kind of shitty now, after the loss of such a large amount of population. And killing those monsters also took a lot of wind out of us. Like, fucking hell, we lost. One Mammoth Rider is just dead, and 3 lost their mounts, so they need more mammoths. And of course, the stupid assholes who got decimated also ran away, so now we have to recollect them, or they are just not there in the next battle. So in one fell swoop, this random event stopped us dead in our tracks. Isn't this great, this game sometimes? So there was something... A message here. 3 riders without mounts made it back home. So at least we can now recruit 3 of those Mammoth Riders at a discount. But just look at this. Now I have tiny squads everywhere. Well, guy, I guess you can just do one step back and collect those assholes. At least no one is here. Of course. Sprayed all over the gray. We still have a fairly big army. It's just too bad that we lost so many. We still have 126 against... Yeah, we know that it's not actually true. But it's also kind of painful. At least there seems to be no army right now in range. And since this is keeps... So now I need 2 turns to keep the survivors coming. And of course there is this here. Let's see. Yeah, we have a huge discount and then it stopped. And we need some more raptors, I suppose. Because I lost more of them. Still managed to squeeze in an additional flying asshole each turn. So my friend, what am I doing with you? Well, let's see if we can take a look at Ulm itself. And then we have this here. Oh yeah, fuck. I wanted to give these assholes to my pretender so they can... Oh wow. Some of the militia fled all the way back to the capital. This is sometimes this game. Well, we don't want to risk getting utterly fucked, so I'll have to do some changes here. And of course, we now need a new Storm General. There's still 2 commander points left over. Oh, so we can keep adding a Harab Seraph. And we are overrunning in money for some reason. So, this is kind of shitty, but as our scouts reports, there is nothing in range right now. So we have at least 1 turn to reinforce and maybe 2 turns. But this of course sucks ass, because as we've seen, while this army is beatable, I definitely don't want to risk losing this shitty army all at once now. At least I guess we have this province added to our ranks, and it's a fairly big one too. Recruitment points are even higher here. And we could gain resources from Godstomp Mountains, which is fairly big. Is there something interesting here? Nope, here are just random indie units. And here we get a priest. Oh great, but I get my own priests, and they're also fairly cheap. So... well, the Godstomp Mountains and Millgate would suck out stuff from the Silver Lake, so that might be not useful. And we still get from 2 province additional resources. And more recruitment points is good and more supplies is good. Hard to tell. Godstomp Mountains has more... wow, they can even pull from here. And holy shit, Farcliffe is really good. Tons of resources, tons of recruitment points. Yeah, that's hard to decide. Recruitment points, both of these would be good. But Faircliff would also be good. Faircliff would be even better, since even up there it can draw Godstomp Mountains and Northangs. But then it would be a bit far away from art if we still want to step over there. It's kind of hard since we have so many high resource units to recruit. Take for example the Storm Guard, that's 31. Even with additional resources, That's like 4 of them, and then even Faircliff would be empty. Godstomp Mountains, yeah, not so good. Except, of course, we can add all this here roughly through, divided through 2 and add it in here, so it can be a lot, but then the recruitment points won't raise. Here we have more recruitment points and less resources, but still we can get resources from somewhere else. I mean, I have the money, I could just build 2 of them. I can't decide. Should I put one here in Jane Yagora or in Faircliff? Population points. Stormguard. 20. So 21. Well, let's keep the army together to get Northangs. And then put these guys into position, and then let's take a look. I mean, so right now I have the money to... Oh, okay, the second fortress is soon ready. Do we have some kind of priest here? Oh, they're all over there. Oh, this is funny. Now, this lady would be a good priest, and... Yeah, okay, then she'll go around and construct temples and shit. Well, that's a lot of stupid movements this turn. And I guess we have powered out everything here. Probably both good positions. But I also need money for Polgrave if we can take that province. It's one of those shitty decisions I have to make. At least next time I'll probably decide how feasible this shit is. I also have to take a look at all surrounding provinces so I'm not getting surprised. Because if an enemy army shows up here, I'll have to attack with what I have or just lose out on this throne. Well, fuck, thank you, fucking Troglodytes. Well, let's at least watch you die then. That's just a curbstone against crossbowmen. But then we had this here, this fucking monster battle. A huge chunk of those assholes against our big army. And then, wow. Yeah, that was some killing, and it was blindingly fast. As you might have expected, the greatest danger of those assholes was them just trampling our tiny troops into the ground. And then our mammoth riders with the insane size of 9, thanks to the mammoth, managed to trample them right back. In both cases you have a difference of 3. Those are size 6, our units are size 4, but that's because of the rings. They still take some pretty heavy hits and they only have 9 hit points on average. So yeah, those poor Spire 1 militias, they at least have 1 additional hit point, but far less protection, and against trampling protection doesn't help either. Oh yeah, they were just turbo murderfucked. Ah yeah, and of course we are still progressing towards construction 5. So let's see how things go next turn, when I'm preparing for more construction. Yeah, Libluini out. Hello people, Libluini is back again in Dominion 6 land. And we are still trying to fight the good fight for Caelum, our bird people, in this late age where everyone has blood magic. And this time... sorry. Of course I have to start coughing the moment I hit start on my recording, so... Anyway, this turn starts a lot better. This time there was no big surprise earthquake with giant hordes of monsters streaming out of the earth. Instead, Raga has claimed his new throne. Our mages are still searching for magic sites completely in vain. Yeah, that's my typical luck. Good that we're doing a low magic run here. Then we found an enemy in Caelum, and to my surprise it isn't one of those really nasty spies from Ulm, but instead it's a Scopehead with his Clisty friends. His Clists. What's the plural of Clist? Clists. Oh, okay. So, Scopeheads are priests. That means stealthy priests. It means they can hide and preach away your dominion from inside. Nasty surprise, and they can cause unrest together with their friends who can do the same thing, causing unrest. So if you send them in with a small team of bodyguards in the form of more cliffs, they can very slowly raise unrest in the targeted province. It's just too bad that in this case the Scopeheads ran afoul of our big province defense and got absolutely killed to death. This might mean that there are still evil enemy agents hiding. Yeah, we drop immediately down at the airborne of Caelum and deal with them. Then our first fort has finished construction in Millgate. And yeah, we now have positioned troops around. And we can now freely decide where we build new fortresses. And of course, our weird troop of elephants plus will now... Yeah, okay, it's a bit silly. Can get more reinforcements there. Yeah, this is basically just our Earthbound and our Mammoths. And these guys too, well, they are already rounded. Well, it's not a huge loss if they get all killed against those fuckers here. In fact, it might be even for the best if I'm pulling them here. Because if the crossbowman targets them before my Earthbound can get their divine blessings. And all those bolts will instead hit those poor bastards. And the spray should mean that and there's enough empty space that the spray should mostly go away. So now I have lots of money ready, and yeah, I see some troops coming up, but not enough to deal with this. It looks more like someone is building fortresses here. So we have no armies arriving here yet, so we can get all those surviving troops back to us as fast as possible. Did we forget? Oh yeah, of course. I wanted to upgrade Millgate. Yeah, Faircliff is such a good province, I probably should build something there. But we also need to prioritize Polgrave, because if we want to build labs and shit, then we can't build everything all at once. It's also kind of ironic, because if I had known that there were two different really good places, probably wouldn't have built in Millgate. Too late now. We're still auto-searching here, but not finding anything. Also, I'm a bit confused. What is with this this level 2 Air Mage? Is he not searching correctly? Because I'm only seeing level 2 death everywhere. Oh, here. So he does do something. Yeah, the auto search might be not as effective as just ordering people to search. Anyway, our pretender is on the battlefield, Not that he can do much, but he can at least reinforce our stupidly depleted units who just managed to survive this colossal underground attack. And then we have Spire Militia. Well, let's give them to Kalos and just cause some unrest in the middle. Just one drop of stupid idiots falling rain. Oh, I still have some of those, and I can put them here. Now I have this huge double block. Then I have the Reptarians, who will immediately drop into. Then, oh, there's still more Earthbound. Oh, that's it. So I had some. In my memories, I were a bit further backward. Let's pull our normal infantry back. Do I have Divine Blessers here? Well, I guess I could bring my god, because... oh, I have Blessers and tons of them. And they're of course back here. So this is the reason why I had them standing here, so they can be properly blessed. Let's see, 10, 20, 25, 50, yeah... including themselves, barely manages, and of course after 2 turns they will run away from them. Or maybe not, since they're set to fire. Maybe they are with their crossbows in range of enemy units at this point. All my flyers and the members will of course be right in front of them. And I still have these scouts here. Let's send them off into wildly different direction and see where they're going. Next time I'll probably send some to the east and south again. Overall interesting. So we also have this guy now. Someone new for us. And as always, I completely forgot. Turian warriors. Yeah, okay, you should probably have some bodyguards, my friend. I completely forgot that I have 4 different types of squadrons for leaders that can't just have 1. Sorry, 3. And since we don't want to get a loss of morale due to overloading our friends, the logical step would be to give 2 to each of the leaders. Yeah, this also means we have to... yeah, okay, that's perfect. Storm Generals are easy to slot in. The recruitment points are going down, I'm seeing. So additionally, we can keep elephants up for a while. We just have to make sure we're not overdoing it, because Magic Resistance 6 becomes a liability around mid-game, when most people still start having lots and lots of magic. So this silliness is now cleaned up so far, and we're getting our Harab Seraphs for research and future bullshit. So to start off, that's an easy thing to do, is I should build a temple, because she's the only priestess who can do this. The outer searchers then can outer search. Hopefully the next one will fire off to see if there is not maybe a level 2 airside hidden. And then we'll move on to search some more provinces. Hopefully with more luck than they have so far. Next turn, Caelinis, names, can then construct a laboratory, so we can start getting some Harab Seraphs in Millgate and start recruiting Harab Elders in our capital. And then there is this bit here. Well, I really want to put something in Faircliff, but it's also completely surrounded here. And oh, Bulgarus is dying already. Well, fuck. Yeah, that's kind of harsh. So we still get something like 1000 per turn? The fuck? Oh, because I have so many high income provinces. Well, threat level of our southern neighbor has gone up. Since Patala is overrunning Bugarus, we'll have to get our palisades up, since it takes 5 turns. Hopefully he will still keep on butchering good old Bugarus for 5 turns, since the Citadel in late age can hold out for a while. Yeah, there might be even now be someone else here. And now we have a decision to make. Do we wait, or do we until we have some more cheap units to let die? Or well, let's do it. And this also means I can reorganize those guys here to give some basic defense units to hang around. Logically, Milgai Gate would be the best choice, since I already have some troop in the Godstone Mountains right now, and if I'm out of it, I then can dissolve the army basically with sending troops, the troop leaders around, and then dragging most of my Earthbound and elephants back home for another big army. Leadership is 75, 2 squads. Yep, that's enough to get the important troops back. And then my military leaders can start sitting in Faircliff and here, and the leaders are already put there are then of course a bit superfluous. Oh hell. I guess I can just send the troops there and then just let the storm generals fly back, so I have another reserve, because of course if my next set of storm generals, holy shit, is full, eventually we'll need to get 2 more, and if I start recruiting Harab elders, I might switch to recruiting storm generals somewhere else. And if I already have 4 sitting here, that's 2 full armies, will keep a while if you're not suddenly attacked. So this means that this army now, with its 157 units, is ready to rumble. Question is, of course, do we let this be done with our priests, level 1 priests here, or do we risk our pretender god here? Right now we don't really have anything useful. I mean, I could have a magic duel summon, since there are, I think, astral mages around those sorceresses, and with a difference of something like 7 to 3 or even 7 to 2 from memory, he has a good chance on killing them both when dueling. It's of course a bit risky, because one bad roll and that's it for my friend. And CCP has to search for a new CEO. There's really not much we can do. Can use Astral Strength with Phenomenal Strength. Paralyzer Strength 19 would this be. Reduced by weapon length. Magic Resistance negates. Yeah, okay, but the longest weapon is still like 6, so it would still be terrifying. The high Paralyzer Strength. A shock resistance up. Stormwind. Stormwind would be absolutely awful if my friend here. He has level 6 right now, and if he casts Stormwind, it would be an area of effect of math again. So 6 minus 2 is 4, so this would be something like area of effect 12. So while it's only stunning, that's still a lot. Even though it's only doing 1 damage, it stuns the enemy, so... And it doesn't take any gamps, and with its giant covering, as long as it doesn't hit the illusions, we should be good. Then we have something that only affects undead beings, but is armor piercing and has high range. Yeah, nope. The only thing not alive are the warrior illusions, and there aren't enough of those. Well, I guess Hilmar Peiger Peterson can actually do something here. So let's risk him. Let's risk his life by scripting some spells he could use. Starting with the obvious, an air shield to prevent him getting to prevent him from becoming a pincushion. And personal mist form, is this actually needed? Well, let's be careful, just in case someone gets close. And we have the Arcane Bolt. Nope, 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 nope. Well, since there's nothing undead, Stormwind seems to be the best, since it's just a giant hand all over the sky, stopping a huge amount of units dead in their tracks for a turn or two. Honestly, I have never really used stun until I realized that if you have a lot of stun, you could interrupt mages from casting, and then I slowly got interested. Can be neglected by large or strong beings. Well, there aren't any, it's just a bunch of units. Yeah, okay. Seems reliable, so just cast Stormwind a lot. It's not a lot of damage, but I could hold this back in memory. And he is directly behind our big block of Earthbounds. So, this should be going. So, now we're taking a risk and send this huge army into Polegrave and see if we can stun those assholes into not using their crossbows too much. And if they hit the sorceresses, of course, they will be interrupted and can't use their spells anyway. But of course, as soon as my scripting runs out, this dumbass will immediately start fucking things up by probably trying to use the most useless spells he can find, because this is still Dominions. Twist, Fate, and Lucky are two different things to remember, so they'll be triggered differently. Just in case I haven't told this. Lucky units have a 75% chance of not being harmed by an attack that would kill them. So this is useful because as a huge stack of hit points, our pretender could be hit a lot of times, but Lucky will only be rolled for by the final fatal attack. So that's can be a huge difference. Then we have Twist Fate, which negates the first successful attack. And it can also prevent magic from working. But it doesn't work against instant death. But surprise, surprise, Lucky works against instant death because it's a fatal attack. So with both of these at once, our pretender is a lot safer than he would normally be, and just have to remember to either trade for a Ring of Regeneration later, or maybe try to find a nature mage and just get those rings myself. Oh yeah, we're still missing lab and temple, so we can't recruit any of the good shit here, but our basic units are now unlocked here. But I still need a lot of money. And we're building 2 fortresses now, and we want to start as soon as possible in Polegrave with the next one. And then we need additional money for 1, 2, 3 temples, 1, 2, 3, 4 laboratories, and 4 extensions times 2, because we're in the late age and can build better. And I guess eventually we want to... Well, Millgate can just stay at castle level. Making it a citadel would be kind of obscenely wasteful, I think. But as the Temperance, Polegrave will probably end up being a citadel. And on the border to the slowly growing Patala, we probably need citadels and start recruiting troops there just to keep our border safe. And then we might be starting to talk to people. Like, for example, I want to talk to Raga in case they're interested in an alliance against gigantic Patala. And there is, of course, other options like Undermania, Ulm, and TNG. So, of course, we should probably try to scout more up here, because I really want to know what's up there in the black. Anything here? Oh yeah. You can go further to the south, please, because I need to know. Oh. There are also holes in the ground, but we don't have scouts for there. There seems to be no connection in the underground inside my territory right now. But they exist close by. Close enough that it would be hilarious if there's someone down here and then suddenly attacks out of the ground. Could also be a useful diversion if, for example, Patala or Raga starts climbing down here. I'm just kind of disappointed that Bucharest is already being destroyed. Now we have to keep on tracking and research. Research in level 4 is almost finished, but we need level 5 to finally start. At least then I have a lot of harp seraphs, and some of them can even start immediately. Deaf Air. Deaf Air. Deaf Air. Yeah, okay, but fire is also nice. Deaf Air, Deaf Air, Deaf Air. Yeah, wow, okay, we have a lot of this. And it was Deaf Air, right? Not that I'm being confused again. Conjuration. Which the f was it? Oh, holy fuck, sometimes my memory is so bad I really should be careful. But I know this spell is something related to... It's also our alteration, maybe? Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Why? Why? Oh, Cosman Construction. That's the spell. It's a construction because it's called construction. For some reason I'm always thinking it must be evocation or conjuration. I guess because... or enchantment, because most of the summoning spells are there. But yeah, we need Death and Air, and then one shiny air game. And we needed Construction 5 because this gives us an item that doubles or even triples the amount of Cosman we can get per spell. And as a reminder, a Cosman is just a big working corpse with more hit points than most undead. It is completely mindless, so it can't run away, like most undead, of course. But its main strength is not its shitty attack and defense stats, because those are awful. It's just a walking corpse after all. No, it's that they are charged, and if you attack them, you get shocked. So if there is a huge amount of those fuckers on the battlefield, then yeah, the enemy will have a sad time if they don't have shock resistance, which Patala, I'm guessing, as mainly a water nation, doesn't have. They will be, of course, protected against water spells that we could use, but if they have to run across a huge block of shitty undead that will never run away, and then they're just basically killing themselves trying to carve through them. While our dudes can, of course, just fly around and drop directly onto the enemy anyway. So this can eventually result in a nasty result where a block of hundreds of undead pin down the enemy, while your flying units then land on the mages and leaders and stabs them to death. That's at least my long-term plan. Let's see if we can do this, because Patala is kind of raging here. And if we can't get our castles up here in time, we might face an invasion before I can even start. Which would suck. Ass. Anyway, it is still too early to do much more than trying to claim that throne and getting money ready to start building another fortress. Yeah, the next 5 turns will be kind of serious. Well, Libluini out, I guess. Oh, wait. I hope I haven't... Nope. It's all still going on. Yeah, temple lady, thank you. We need to keep our dominion healthy. And then we'll immediately have to start building a new fortress up there in the north, while I'm claiming whatever there is. Hopefully nothing too bad. But that's it yet now, my friends. Lebloini is out. Hello people, Mr. Insane, I mean Lebloini, is back again here, trying to record 3 different multiplayer Dominion 6 games all at once. Yes, that's what we're doing here. And this is the red-headed stepchild of my 3 games, the one that started latest and is still in year 1 of the Ascension Wars. For those uninitiated into Dominion 6 lores, this is actually the end of the 2nd year. And it's winter, so this is somewhat around turn 23, I think. 24 being late winter, and then with 25 we're in the first month of the 2nd year. But honestly, I was so bad at turn numbers in earlier recordings, I've just totally switched to just telling you it's summer of year X or something, because it's right there in front of me, and that's something not even I can get wrong. So research and construction. We are now at level 4 and continue to level 5. The moment where I can unleash my plans is going strongly, and until then we just keep stockpiling air gems for nefarious users. So Mao Zedong thought the general of Tianxi has claimed the throne of air. Hey, we could have used this. Well, they still have air mages themselves, so at least they can get a use of it. Then we are still out researching and not finding anything. Then we lost a crippled unit. Then in Northangs there was a battle. We won incredibly easy. We just mowed those poor bastards down without recourse. Then our extremely important battle in Polgrave. And we won. Thanks to our god being there, I suppose. But still, our infantry took not that many losses, honestly. Our Earthbounds finally got to kill a bunch, and since they have a lot of crossbow bolts to shoot, it apparently the battle didn't progress to the point where they had to actually pull out their swords and fight. The Mammoth Riders took heavy losses, dished out heavy losses, but yeah, as soon as real combat magic goes online, Mammoth Riders are only good to be smashed into enemy cavalry. And honestly, this would probably work the same way with lots of cheap units. Not that I'm willing to try completely going without mammoths just right now, because I have still nightmares from older games where all my highly expensive flying units got massacred when trying to swarm heavily blessed cavalry. So I'm being cautious now. And half of our Raptorian warriors fell for absolutely no good use. I now have to think that the area infantry actually killed lots of illusions instead of real units. The Spirehorn militia only died, achieving absolutely fucking nothing. Well, with their stats, attack skill 8 is painful. I can't even watch. So, we lost 1/3 of that army, but we also killed 3 times as much. The crossbowmen did some kills and then got slaughtered. Heavy infantry got mostly slaughtered. The light infantry actually got some kills, probably against our lighter units, and then got mostly massacred. The warrior illusions, who achieved absolutely fucking nothing. Huh. Then the commanders, who all died. The black sorceress, who survived, and the normal sorceress, who died. But since she was an independent master of independent nations here, she died on retreat. Retreat details: 30 of our units dispersed, mostly I guess the militia, and 19 of them made it back to friendly territory. So we now have to collect them again if we don't want them to just become a permanent fixture of whatever province defense they have to hang around in. Let's look at this little success story. Here's our stupid army. Here's our god, vicious and cruel like all leaders of CCP are. Man, he has been working on EVE Online for over 1,900 years. That's a lot of EVE Online. 6 and 7, yeah. And we scripted him to Stormwind a bunch, hoping that he might catch some of the mages Otherwise, just stun a whole lot of shit. Well, he does cast Stormwind, but it's one of those spells where you just have a hard time. See, okay, those are crossbow bolts, I think. Team colored squares and very detailed bottle lock. Huh. Okay, the mouths are stomping. Yeah, they do a shit lot of stomping. God, there's so much going on that I guess I have to go slower to see something. This explains. I'm guessing they're killing these guys here, and whoop, that's how the sorceress died, I guess. She was just in the middle of this block of raptors, and apparently one of the units who died. Huh, okay, she is still in the fight. So all those raptors are apparently hitting instead the commanders next to them and killing them. But there's still lots and lots of stupid shit on the battlefield, and it's our area who are now on the roll. While our guys are for some reason... Oh, apparently I think they're just now attacking, but they're still firing. Nope, they still have ammunition left. It's kind of funny how even your best planned formations tend to break apart after a while. That's the power of AI intelligence. I guess you only get the algorithmic intelligence, not the real artificial one. And those poor idiots are still trying to defeat the sorcerers. Oh, and then they are suddenly killed her. Well, so fast I couldn't even really see what exactly happened. But, well, the battle was basically over at this point. Our sorcerers is apparently already noped out. No idea what the Stormwinds were doing. I hope at least a little bit. With a bit more research I can just have that pretender god of mine cast a lot of thunder strikes instead. But well, we got this. We got this. Then in Caelum itself, we lost gold due to heavy snowballs. Oh no, snowfalls, not snowballs. Dragon Ridge. We found a ton of gold, got a demon bane and some gems. Now that's a lot. Still not... Oh, we know his... Bless shock weapons. Okay, I should take a note if he ever attacks us to only recruit our shock resistant people. So I'm guessing though the stun is extra. No idea if being shock resistant would help against this. Air shield, which is very nice against stuff like bolts and arrows. It's like he already saw in my head and knew I would be going heavily earthbound in this. And defense skill 1 and blur. Yeah, blur makes attacking pain. But I guess the combo with air shield is because blur does jack and shit against long range weapons. It's only hurting you if you're standing right next to someone and swinging a spear at them. So do we now have something else? Well, Bogarus is almost dead. What did they have? Moral, Undying, and Mending Bones. Yeah, okay, that's seemingly only for good for undead, I think. Then we have Diamonster.wmv Ulm. They have attack skill +1, magic resistance +1, HP +1, strength +1. Interesting, they must have started with a vague pretender or something, because that's basically just a mix that makes a sacred unit slightly better and nothing special. Then we have, of course, Andramania. We already had a run in. Yeah, defense skill +1, blur, strength, and awareness. Well, they have already fairly good units, so I guess with blur on top, You better be careful and use long-range weapons and magic, or you gonna have a bad time. Unless you're one of those nations where a lot of your units have a true sight or spirit sight or something. Let's see. Raga is one of our neighbors with a precision blast and combat farcaster. I guess they have heavy cavalry to scare us, but nothing too bad. I think even if they have sacreds, they're a bit more precise if they have projectile weapons, I suppose. It's purely a caster blast for their mages. Always nice if you want to. So let's see. We have Patala somewhere, right? One of the... Oh, Snake Hold'em. Ha! Okay. But we haven't seen yet their blessing in action. I guess I have to hope they're finishing up Burgos soon, so our advancing scouts can see some battles and record their bless for us. We of course have magic weapons and twist fate, so we can hurt everything and be not hurt in turn. Plus moral, +1, which is always online. So right now we are seeing this roaringly big troop of a bunch of units. Only the Naga warriors and crossbowmen are concerning me. But our Banda archers should be too. They're not exactly heavy armor friendly, but they can have a big punch. And if I interpret this graphic right, there is a lot of those Banda archers. But since there are only about 90 units sitting on Bugarus, I'm assuming they're on their way to reinforce the good old siege on Bugarus, and there are some vultures around. Here we have Agatha coming out of the underground to vulture, and I'm guessing this nation of Pythium, another snake-based nation, in this case it's Greek and snake instead of snake and snake, has scavenged a bit too, since I'm guessing Laria was not always Pythium territory right next to Bugarus' capital. Raga has not done anything aggressive to anyone right now. And TNC is doing its own thing. And then there is Agatha showing up. Let's see if we can scout around to see and judge what is going on beyond our borders. Also, if you see already some action arrows going here all over the place, that's because this turn turned already yesterday, but I didn't have enough time for recording. So I cheated. I already did the most important stuff to make sure nothing would go wrong, and then I'll went home and left the turn uploaded but undone, so just in case I would end up being too long at work today. But all good. I managed to come back home in time and... Oh, there's another nation, Vettiheim. Those are always cute. But they're also worryingly close to Ulm, so normally I would be concerned of this big lump of Jewel Guardians and Zweihanders and Rangers. But I would assume that if a Vetti province is basically right next to Ulm, and Ulm itself seems to be rather small, smaller than us in fact, I'm guessing the only thing that makes strategical sense is an attack into Vettiheim. But still, I wish I had more time, but it's already 9 PM over here and I have 2 more recordings to do. I really have to put down my feet and start talking to my neighbors. I mean, I already did a little bit, but it's probably time to talk about naps and something. This is not enough to deal with us, so I'm guessing they're building their own fortress there. Which makes sense since Raga is not so far down there. Same is of course for us, but we're already fortifying fucking hell everywhere. Building. We are expanding the palisades to a fortress and build a lab to finish the set of buildings in here. And then we have to do this all over again for a new... Okay, Faircliff is last, because until this citadel is finished, or at least a castle here, I'm not wasting extra money and temples and labs if I don't know if Patala will soon invade. Patala is over here, and we are fairly close to them, but we just stopped here. Of course, I could have been nice and left this province to them, but A, they left it to me instead, and B, I had no idea the capital was hanging around right there. This could be bad news in the future, since it's basically a copy of what Ulm and Vettiheim has going on, just reverse. So of course Vettiheim could be tiny, I don't know. There's nothing going on in Light Hills right now. Yeah, okay, I have to... Well, it's the weekend, so I have to do some message writing over the weekend, I suppose, just to find out what my neighbors are doing. So, and I have ordered the CCP, the CEO of CCP to take control of the Throne of Dreams. Increases sloth. Well, that's not good. We, of course, have instead nothing. But we already had turmoil, so now we have sloth. Yeah, we paid very hard for our luck scales and our blesses. But fuck, we have tons and tons of luck scales everywhere, so we can compensate a bit. And Caelum, to make you a reminder, still has resources left over after dunking all our recruitment points down the drain. So in other words, we can deal with it, and at least we have tons of recruitment points and resources and other shit. Yeah. So we can deal. We can deal a hell of a lot. Could even... Yeah, of course I already spent all the money this turn. Yesterday. Yeah, so everything is on the move. Yeah, we have to keep the army mostly here, but I've stripped off this lonely guy with his dumb elephants because I'm still recruiting very slowly mammoths over here. I'm down to now 1 per turn to keep up everything else. And this means then effectively the next army will start having 5. Then the survivors coming here 7, 8 next turn or something. We also needed this second guy here. Yeah, okay. I keep forgetting that I want one of these guys to have all the slow-moving, fucking hell. I should probably set them to guard commander first and then make sure they're not running away or too far ahead. And yeah, so we're leaving like this. That's the basic layout for now. One has a full loadout of 3 squadrons, including the... Wait a moment, I don't need to actually, I can just... Yeah, so now one side has the ground squadrons, and one side has the flying squadrons. And this means even without any experience points giving me more leadership to work with, that's about 200 units if full. That's something to work with. And one of those can move faster, which is always... No, something I forgot. Now that I have a second fortress, and some of my Raven Lords are hanging around here, I can give them stealthy Raven Guards. Not many, because money, but hey. I did splurge an amount of 3,000 pounds of gold this turn for building purposes. Let's alleviate it, I keep forgetting. I first splurged over 2,000, then I made this extension, or 2,600 I think, then the lab, 3,000, and then this year it's 4,000. Yeah, it's 4,000 gold over 2 turns, so it's a lot of spending. And let's see what's going on here. 4 months left. I really hope I'm not attacking here, because I'm not sure I can keep 150 units without involving my capital army and the survivors from over there. I mean, I could annoy him into retaliation by attacking from the west. I just hope I don't have to. There's still some asphalt sitting around in my cap. Of course, I know. Oh, wait. I cannot hold and attack, hold and fire. Enemy archers. That is always fun because sometimes it hits mages instead if you're not thinking ahead and put all, so at least some of your archers out in front where they can be shot at. So, and attack closest and rearmost, because with their light lance and the charge bonus, it's always best to send them as far away as possible for maximum charge. And if they manage to do some hits, they at least do tons of damage before getting slaughtered. All normal units are just normal units. And they have cold resistance, so I hope I get invaded by Patada, because they have cold magic spells and that's cold resistance is easiest to get. Toboto were earthbound, but they have, of course, their sacred protection. And that's about it, but now that I have some troops on those guys, I can just see to patrol. There's of course no unrest here. Oh, there is unrest here now. I guess I do have spy infestations here, so let's see what my patrollers can find there. And next turn I'll have to think of what... Oh yeah, of course, next turn I can get my overlord back into Caelum itself. And that's it really for this turn. Just a lot of preparations, building work, being worried about neighbors who are obviously not fighting me or nor planning to. And we are still 3 to 4 turns from construction 5 and the beginning of my work. Well, at least now my little weirdos get some troops to work with. And I'm guessing those two can be filled up, those two Raven Lords, because I still have Shan to be on duty here. The other places, well, Ecos has this guy. I mean, Faircliff has Ecos, this guy. Then we have a Raven Lord here, but we have also those leaders, and only two of them roughly need to go back. Maybe. They're still auto-searching here. Holy fucking shit. Do those guys move alternately so it looks like they're wasting turns? I have no idea sometimes. Well, I see. Next turn this guy should move and this guy should search. And next turn, oh yeah, of course, I wanted to do some side searching while I was here. Almost sounds like sightseeing, doesn't it? Anyway, this it is for this turn. Diploini out.